Well, hey students and parents, welcome to 2020 and welcome to Wesley Students. We're so glad that you are going to take a minute just to watch this video and to get to know Ellyn and I and get to know a little bit about our student ministry. We want to say a special welcome if you're thinking about joining us for the very first time. What you're going to see in here is a little bit of helpful information so that you are going to understand a little bit more about who we are. And so to my left, to your right is Ellyn Gilbert. Ellyn is our student ministries coordinator. She takes care of, well, Ellyn, tell us, what do you take care of as far as our student ministry, besides everything? What is it that you take care of?
I generally take care of communications, newsletters that go out, emails, MailChimp emails, texting, text systems, forms, registrations, all kinds of little details. So Aaron's definitely the big picture guy, and I micromanage all the little things.
So we're both grateful to be here and be a part of student ministry and to have a small role in your family. And so we're just appreciative of you letting us borrow your students. And we look forward to a great year with them whenever it is that they are going to join us. A couple of things that we want to talk about is mainly a function of this year is going to be a little bit different than in years past. I'm sure that you're aware of that. And so information and communication is something that we are always trying to be better at. And so Ellyn, can you tell us a little bit about our communications, specifically our text system, and how people can get involved and get notifications?
So really we have three different ways that you can always kind of find out information about Wesley Students. The first is you get we send out a weekly MailChimp that has all kinds of information about upcoming events or just general what's happening Sunday night. Usually we kind of include a video maybe of last week's message so that you can kind of keep up on what's going on. That goes out every week. The next thing we do is we have a new text system which is called
Text in Church.
Text in Church, and it is actually connected with our current database that we use at church, and it's really great. You might have been, those of you that have been a part of our group before in the past years, you might have already been getting new texts, and it's just really fantastic. You'll get texts every once in a while. We will not inundate you with tons of stuff, but you will get those through just straight to your phone, your student as well as you, parents. And then the last thing is we always try to keep our website up to date. So if you really, you don't necessarily check your email on a regular basis and you aren't great at your text systems or whatever, and you want to find out what's going on, you can go to the Wesley website, to the students page, and pretty much see anything that we have coming up on there. Places to register, just dates and that kind of stuff, so you can always find it there as well. So three different ways.
So because we're in, right now as we're filming this, we're still kind of in the middle of COVID-19. While we really desire to meet with students on a weekly basis on Sunday nights, we know that for a season and for a time, we're going to have to construct Sunday nights in a safe and in a healthy way so that we can make sure that everybody is as healthy as possible and that we are being honoring of people's comfort levels. And so Ellyn, tell us a couple of the things that we do on Sunday nights to make sure people are staying healthy.
Okay, the first thing is we are going to be meeting outside. We have a tent outside on the back parking lot. That is where we'll be meeting and for the future or unforeseen future. Masks are going to be required, and then we're going to definitely social distance from each other just to make sure everybody is safe. Check-in process is still, we're going to check in, but you're just going to check in probably with me when you walk up. You're not going to check in with a computer. I'll be there, and I know most of your children's faces, and I'll just click them off as they go. Hand sanitizer will be available as they walk up, and we will have face masks for those that forget it or didn't bring it for whatever reason.
We want to make sure that we're as safe as we can be because everybody has a varying level of comfort. And so we want to be better than just the minimum, knowing that there are folks out there who really need us to be as good as we can get when it comes to being healthy and being safe and not putting people in danger of contracting COVID-19. So we just ask for your help in that, and for your trust in us as well, that we're going to take care of not only our students but our leaders, and we appreciate your cooperation in helping us continue to meet and continue to be healthy as far as COVID-19 and our health is concerned.
Okay, so Aaron, our next big thing that a lot of students might be concerned or interested, or parents might be concerned or interested about, is confirmation, which is usually kind of the season in the fall that we are in now. So what do we have on the books for confirmation?
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know what confirmation is something that the United Methodist Church does as a part of our teaching and a part of our tradition for teenagers to really make their faith their own. And so we have a confirmation process at Wesley that usually, like Ellyn said, happens in the fall. This year, as we are planning out our confirmation, what we are hoping we can create for you, for your student, is a process that looks something like some online virtual classes, and hopefully before the year is out, an opportunity to meet in person with an option to be virtual. And so as we're filming and as you're watching this, just know that we are still in planning for confirmation, but you can register your student, I think pre-register actually. You can pre-register your student for confirmation, and that helps us. Just by giving us your name or your family's name, we then get to know kind of where our number is for confirmation, and that will help us as we plan. So if you're a 6th grade parent, or if you're a parent of a student who has not been confirmed yet and you would like to participate this year, I would just encourage you to go on our website and click pre-register for confirmation, and then take 30 seconds and fill it out for us so that we know that you and your student are interested in confirmation in 2020. So parents, just beyond the normal nuts and bolts of how we make Wesley students work and the details behind communication and information, there is an ideological purpose for student ministry, and why your student benefits, how they grow, how they mature in their faith, and as a young person, how they would mature. And so I'm hopeful that that you'll take these things that I share, and you'll bury them in your heart, and that if you've got questions about this or anything else student ministry related, that you would let me know. But there's a few reasons why I think student ministry is more important now than maybe ever. And the first thing that comes to my mind that I'd like to share with you is that we live in a changing world. Our world is constantly changing, maybe never more prominently than in the last 6 months when we have been dealing with COVID. And so we live in a world that's constantly changing. There's not a lot of things that are consistent in our world. If you think about it, I share this every year. Parents, think about how many times your best friend has changed. From when you were in middle school, you had a certain set of friends, and then in high school, probably a different set of friends. And then in college, you have a totally different set of friends again. So just think how many times your best friend has changed, and your student is going through the same things. Changing of friends, maybe more seriously, changing of family dynamic. We have students that are dealing with changes in their home situation, moves, and so we live in a time where teenagers are really struggling with change. And so why is that important in student ministry? Well, we get to talk about the unchanging, unwavering, steady, consistent God. And that is something that students desperately need to hear. And so your student, their engagement and their participation in what we do is really not just to be a number, but to learn about an incredibly consistent God who doesn't leave, doesn't change, doesn't come and go. God is here now and forever. And so just teaching our students about a God that exists and does not change, I think is incredibly important today. The second thing is here at Wesley, we believe that student ministry looks more like leadership and discipleship than a cruise ship. We believe that student ministry looks more like leadership and discipleship than a cruise ship. I think that a lot of times student ministry might look more like entertainment than discipleship, where we're looking for the next cool thing or big thing. But I think that we live in a world where students have access to all those things. They have access to virtual entertainment, or a lot of our students are able to find things that entertain themselves. And so I don't know that we should be in the business of entertainment. I think that we should be in the business of Jesus. And so we want to give students an opportunity to be leaders. We have a leadership team that helps us to make decisions, not just for Wesley students, but on behalf of young people for our church. And just their opportunity to lead in that way, I think, benefits them greatly, but it also benefits us. It benefits our church to have young people in leadership. Leadership and then discipleship. We are trying a new thing this year called e-groups. I hope your student will be a part of an e-group. An e-group is a small group that's really just even smaller than that. It gives us an opportunity for a leader to disciple and to mentor 5 students over the course of the year. And so we believe in discipleship and leadership. And we don't think that this is a cruise ship, although we have a lot of fun and we love doing what we do. The third reason why I think student ministry is so incredibly important is that student ministry can connect students and their families to the mission of the church. We believe that giving students opportunities to serve, to love, to disciple, to mentor, to be in community with one another allows them to understand who it is that Jesus is calling us to be. It also allows students to build a bridge, not just for them, but for their friends and for their families, for other people in their life, for people at their schools, on their teams, and that they might become a vessel for other people to know who Jesus is. And so we love to be bridge builders. We believe that students can be the bridge for other people to come and know a very real and very personal Jesus in their life. So parents, there are 3 things that I want to ask of you. The first thing is to buy into what we're doing here. It's so incredibly important, parents, for students to know that you think that student ministry is important. And a lot of that is what we say and how we say it, but a lot of that also is what we do and our posture towards it. And so, at 5:30 on a Sunday, if you have your keys in your hand and you're ready to go, I think that means that shows students that you know that this is important and that this is an important thing to do and an important place to be. And realize too that we're making eternal investments here. And so your support and your buy-in here, I think goes further than a lot of other things do, probably further than anything else does, because we are making eternal investments in our teenagers. The second thing is to share with me when things are good and share with me when things are bad. We have a lot of students at Wesley. That's a great thing. Also, it's kind of challenging for me and for Ellyn as we try to be as involved as we can with everybody. It's really hard when you have that many students. And so, parents, if there are things that are going on in the life of your student that we can celebrate with you or that we can cheer them on about, please let us know, because if we can't show up, if Ellyn and I can't show up at an event, we can make sure that one of their small group leaders or one of our volunteers are there to help support and cheer for them. But also, if there is something going on in your student's life that is a challenge for them, or they're struggling with, or they need encouragement about, I hope that you'll also tell us those things so that we can be present in those moments as well. And then the last thing that I'd like to ask you as parents to do is to give. There's a lot of different ways that you can give, but the primary ways that you can give to our student ministry is with your time. There are a lot of events and things that we do that if I had just a couple of hours of help from parents, that would make such a difference. You can give of your resource. We have ways that you can give a gift, an offering to help our student ministry. A lot of times we need to offset trip costs and transportation and also food and snack supper costs for the year. And so giving of your resource is a way to do that. And then third is your support. Give your support when you know of a family that has come into town. We have a lot of people moving into Evans. It's a fast growing area. And so if you know of a family that is moving in and is looking for a student ministry, one of the best ways that you can give support is just to refer them, get them connected with Ellyn or with myself, and let us talk to them and invite them to be a part of what we're doing here at Wesley. Students and parents, I am excited about this school year. I know that 2020 and 2021 might be challenging, and they're probably going to present even still some road bumps and hardships that we still have yet to overcome. But I do believe that God is doing an incredible work through our student ministry and through our church. And I'm so glad that you get to be a part of that with us. If there are ways that we can pray for you or over you, if there are ways that we can connect with you, or if there are ways that we can help partner with you and with your students, I hope you'll reach out to us. Thanks a lot.